What's up, everybody? Daniel Day back again with another video for DDay Gaming, and today I want to spend a few minutes talking about a recent debacle that I had with Best Buy trying to get my hands on a full set of the Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Amiibo that I pre-ordered from them. I posted some information about it on Twitter and some people asked some questions, and I figured I'd do an update video. So if you're into that sort of thing, stick around and I will see you after the break. Okay, so for those of you that have been following my channel for quite a bit, you may have noticed that I have been accused of being a little bit too optimistic and generally a very upbeat person, and that remains to be the case, I suppose. So this is not a hate on Best Buy video or anything like that. I just wanted to point out something that I ran into. Maybe it saves some of you guys a little bit of a headache. Maybe it's just an isolated incident. I do not know. But basically, I pre-ordered a full set of Breath of the Wild Amiibo that I wanted to keep as collector's items on my shelf. I have a full shelf of Amiibo. I certainly don't have all of them, but the ones that I care about, I picked up. And since The Legend of Zelda is my favorite series of all time, I have got most all of those, and I wanted to have the full Breath of the Wild set. So I went on bestbuy.com and I pre-ordered them for in-store pickup. As soon as they became available. That was basically the day after the Japan announcement, where they gave us more details about the Switch being available, when it was coming out, and that Breath of the Wild was launching with it. The next morning, pre-orders for these things went live, and I hopped right on and snatched up pre-orders for the whole set, including the hard-to-come-by Guardian Amiibo. So then I sat patiently for, I guess about a month and a half, something like that, maybe almost 2 months before they finally were available. I got my notification from Best Buy that I could swing by and pick them up on March 3rd when the Switch launched. And I just kept my fingers crossed that I would go there and I wouldn't have any problems. Now, again, these are collectibles for me. I'm not opening them to use them or anything like that. I just like having them to put on display on my shelf. I realize that that's not necessarily how everybody would do that, and you do you, right? But I like to keep them in the boxes and just put them up on display. And Nintendo seems to be aware that a lot of people like to keep these things in the box. They've made the bottom basically NFC transparent, so you can keep them in the box and still use them, albeit a bit awkwardly. But for me, these are collectible items. Now, I also ordered from Best Buy the big $80, I think, Link statue from Breath of the Wild, and that I actually had shipped to my house. So that showed up just fine. But I've had some problems with Amiibo in the past. You know, if you go buy them off store shelves, a lot of people have handled them and the boxes are all dinged up, which is fine if you're just going to open them and use them. But if you want them as a collector's item, that's not exactly what you're going for, right? And I used to buy them at GameStop, but GameStop started putting these price tags on them that are very, very difficult to get off without tearing the paper, ruining the box, or leaving some sort of adhesive residue that is visible on them. And I recognize again that not everybody cares as much as I do, but I think I'm probably not alone here. So even though GameStop had these things available for pre-order, I did not pre-order them there. I pre-ordered my Switch and Zelda special editions and all sorts of stuff from GameStop, but I held off in the same shopping trip from ordering the Amiibo because I knew that even if I had them ordered to ship to my house, there was a possibility that they were going to put those little square or rectangular stickers on them with the price, and I was afraid of that because those are notoriously difficult, for me at least, to get off. Maybe there's a trick there. I don't know what it is, right? So yeah, I figured with Best Buy, I'll be safe, right? But I want to have these on day one, so I will do these for in-store pickup. They were not at that point available to have shipped to your house on day one, and I figured that would save me from having those dreaded little price tag stickers on the box. And so, you know, I went in and checked out. You know, I'd already paid for them and all of that. So the guy just put them in a bag, checked my ID, gave them to me, and that was that. And I got home and I opened up the bag and I found this. Now, I don't know how well the camera is picking that up, but each and every one of these Amiibo doesn't have a little rectangular price tag that I was trying to avoid on them. Oh, it's much worse. They have these ginormous, covering the entire front of the box, pack slip pickup tickets. And you know, again, it's not on one of them, it is on all of them. And I didn't realize when I picked it up. If I had, I would have just canceled it, walked away, and braved the internet, possibly eBay, to get my hands on some pristine ones. But instead, no, I got home, got them out of the bag, and found this. They even put the same thing on the big Guardian box. They literally blocking you being able to see the thing. And so, you know, I got home, I got them out of the bag. I was like, oh no, you have got to be kidding me. The whole point of ordering these from Best Buy was to avoid a little sticker, and now I've got all of these ginormous stickers. And so I showed it to my wife, and she's like, oh yeah, they'll probably just peel right off. And so she went to rip the first one off, and yeah, it just sticky crap and just a mess everywhere, right? And so she was like, I'm gonna stop now. You have fun with that. And so, you know, I took a photo of it, I posted it on Twitter, sent it to Best Buy, and asked them why in the world they would do this with something that very, very clearly for a lot of people was a collectible. This was a little bit ridiculous. I was not super thrilled camper in that particular moment. So yeah, I made sure to send that to Best Buy, and I got no response from them, which I suppose should not be that surprising, right? So still nothing from them, but I did have a few folks reach out on Twitter via direct message and ask me, did you end up getting the stuff off, that sort of thing. And a couple of people actually recommended a couple of techniques to get it off, although I'm a little bit afraid long term that using some of those chemicals may very well end up damaging the plastic as time goes on. So I've been a little bit hesitant to do that. So anyway, I did spend about 2 hours very, very carefully trying to get the sticker and all of the adhesive off the old-fashioned way, which is peeling it off until it starts to tear, and then trying another angle, and then with the adhesive that's left, actually taking the label and pressing it on it over and over and over again, hoping to get it off. And finally, the bokoblin one, I have gotten it pretty much off. But given how much time this takes, and this one's still not quite perfect, but it's relatively close to, given how much time this one took, I am looking at probably another 5, 10, 15 hours of my life to get all of these pristine. Obviously, that's not exactly what I signed up for. So yeah, just wanted to give a little bit of an update for some of my Twitter followers that yes, I did in fact getting the bokoblin pretty much straightened out. Now I've just got to find the time in between work and making these videos to do this 4 more times, which I am not really looking forward to. So in any event, just wanted to let you guys know that if you are pre-ordering Amiibo from Best Buy for in-store pickup, just be aware that it seems as though these little picking slips are standard. I've done this a lot of times at Best Buy, and they frequently do this, but not all the time. You know, it's probably my fault for assuming that anyone would take even a moment and ponder the fact that these were collectibles and that you should not put stickers all over them. Perhaps that is me just being too optimistic or giving Best Buy employees a little bit too much credit. So I don't know if this happens everywhere or just my Best Buy, but like I said, there's been several times I've picked things up and they have not put these pick slips on them, and there's been a few times that they have. But generally, the types of things that I'm picking up at Best Buy are not things that I'm going to leave on the box on display. But talk about like the worst possible place to put them, right? You know, maybe on the bottom or something, but they have literally put these somewhere where you cannot see the Amiibo at all. On the bright side, it is only on the plastic area. So in that way, maybe this is a little bit better because it's probably a little easier to get them off, and I don't have to risk tearing cardboard. So silver linings, right? But yeah, obviously I'm not super thrilled about this. I wanted to give everybody an update. I was just a little bit shocked. So once again, I don't want this to be kind of a hate on Best Buy video or anything like that. I do a lot of business with them, and I actually like Best Buy quite a bit, or at least the one in my town. Everybody, for the most part, is very friendly, and there's been several things that I've been having a hard time picking up that they ended up having. And they have started carrying more and more kind of gaming-related swag, I noticed when I was in there, and that is very, very cool, too, similar to what GameStop is doing after they bought Think Geek. So I have a feeling I'm going to be spending even more time in there. I don't know if this is kind of standard operating procedure for them at this point, or if somebody just wasn't thinking, and maybe your Best Buy would not do the same thing. I certainly, after posting that tweet and doing a little bit more research online, found out that a lot of Best Buys did not do this. So again, maybe it's just mine. But if you care about this sort of thing and you don't have 10 hours of your life to sit there slowly but surely peeling stickers off of things, just keep that in mind when you're making decisions as far as where to purchase these things. All in all, the boxes are in pretty decent shape other than the stickers. There's no price tags on them, just these pick slips, which is nice. So yeah, I'm hoping that once I do finally get all of these stickers off, we will be in good shape. So anyway, just wanted to get that off my chest and kind of offer that up as a public service announcement of sorts. Given that this is just on the plastic, if any of you guys have got any suggestions that would be safe for these boxes to get this stuff removed, maybe you've run into this before, please post them in the comment section below. I would really appreciate it. And if you've had similar experiences like this, maybe even worse, let me know as well. I don't want to dredge up old horror stories or anything like that, but I do really, really enjoy talking to you guys. So if you've made it this far in the video, I really appreciate it. Wanted to give a special shout out to my subscribers. You guys rock. And if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed, maybe poke around, check out some of my other videos. And if my particular brand of rambling and odd little videos like this one are your sort of thing, maybe consider clicking that subscribe button. It's totally free for you and it helps me out quite a bit. Also totally makes my day. So for those of you that are interested in finding me other places on the internet, you can follow me on Twitter at that DDay guy. And I also stream video games both here and on Twitch. Really same content both places, just whatever your preference is, because I simultaneously stream to both all the time. So for YouTube, you have already found me. If you don't want to lose me, click that subscribe button, right? And for Twitch, if that's more your thing, my username there is DDay on Twitch. So once again, everybody, just wanted to say thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my little mini rant. I really appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one.